Now, in some ways, taking the path of least resistance does suggest going with the flow. But that doesn't necessarily mean passivity or laziness. Now, on the contrary, it involves learning to be comfortable with discomfort. It's about embracing the challenges or setbacks that will show up along the way rather than resisting them. One common misconception is that this path means always choosing the easiest option or avoiding effort or believing that struggle has no place. But even struggle has a different connotation in this context. It's not about pushing through with force. Rather, it's about recognizing when resistance itself is making things harder for you than they need to be. At a deeper level, I would argue that the path of least resistance translates to something closer to acceptance. Not passive surrender, but an openness to what is. It's about acknowledging the challenge, although reluctantly at first, but trusting that you will find a way through it. You're not fighting against reality or wishing that things were different. You are just allowing the situation to unfold while staying grounded in the actions that you need to take. It's like recognizing the problem itself and saying, oh, there you are, and you deal with the discomfort before moving forward again. And maybe it's not what you planned, but you are open to what shows up, and you might call it like an adventure or something. Note that this doesn't mean that you're ignoring your emotions or pretending that difficulties don't exist. You just make space for the frustrations or self-doubts when they arise, but you also train yourself to know when to shift back into actions before those feelings actually pull you into inaction. So when setbacks feel rather overwhelming or progress, demands more effort than expected, pause, clear your mind to take a step back and reassess. And sometimes the best way forward isn't to push harder, but to step back and see the bigger picture and then realign with what actually makes sense. You're not meant to struggle, at least not in the way that we often think of it. Struggle in this sense is a mindset thing, and when it shows up, it's a sign to look within and then shift how you see the situation. Because when you do, the challenge itself may remain, but the resistance will fade. And that's when you find the real path of least resistance. It's not about doing nothing or avoiding effort or suppressing emotions. It's about working with what's in front of you, accepting the circumstances as they are, choosing the best way forward, and then maximizing what's possible without relieving all the unnecessary frictions.